Hello Fit Fam, hope you're well. So the biggest question that came out of last week was how many calories should I be eating to lose weight and drop body fat? So the truth of the matter is, or to directly answer that question is, it depends. So it depends on so many different factors. But what I'm going to do today is give you an average of an average female and an average male and give you a bit of a direct answer to give you a guide and a gauge on where you should be. The best way to get it measured is booking for a coaching session. So with the coach at Wilmslow or with one of our coaches here at Bakewell, get yourself in for a nutrition coaching session. You just need half an hour and we can break this exact process down specifically for you so you can go away and you can start putting these methods into practice. So the number one step I'll explain to you is the maths and what we go through to help gather that data. So what we first need to put into the equation, the FITISM equation we've got here in our coaching sessions, is we need to take your height, your age, your weight in kilograms, or your male or female, your body fat percentage, your body type, activity level, and exercise frequency. Those three things give us something called a physical activity factor. We put all that into an equation and it spits out a TDEE. So that is your total daily energy expenditure. That value, if you ate according to that every single day, you'd remain exactly the same. So if you're going to lose weight, you then take 20% off this on a daily basis, no more, because you'll start switching off your metabolic engine. And if you wanted to gain muscle, you'd add 10% on top of your TDEE. So I hope that makes sense, but that's the first part of the equation, or the first part of the puzzle. We have to gather a lot of data. That's why it's very specific to the individual. And then the second part of that maths equation is, once we've figured out what your balance is per day, we either go up or we go down according to your specific TDEE. It's really worth noting at this point, if you're trying to gain muscle and you think, I just want to accelerate the process, eating more than 10%, you'll start putting on excessive body fat, so you don't want to do that. Conversely, if you're wanting to lose weight, don't drop any more than 20%. Some of you watching this video might actually be eating too little. All that does is switches off your metabolic efficiency. So you want to get that 20% reduction, absolutely no more on a daily basis. Now we go over to a bit of an example. So I've taken like an average female, I've taken an average male. So look at the average female. So we've taken a 5'6" lady, she's 38 years old. She's 65 kilograms, she has 30% body fat, a physical activity factor of 2. So we grade this out of 3. So 1 is low activity, 3 would be incredibly high, so that'd be like an athlete, and then 2 would be a regular person that say trains 3 times a week and walks an average of 6,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So that's the activity factor. Her calories for the day is 1,900, so round it up to 1,900. At the 20% loss. So the way that will break down as a percentage, probably is the best way to describe it to start off with, is 30% of her overall calories is going to come from fat, 43% of her overall calories is going to come from carbs, and 27% of her overall calories is going to come from proteins. You'll see here that because her weight is 65 kg, her proteins per day is double her weight in grams, which is 130. And that's where that sits within the macronutrient equation. So I hope that made sense. Now, flipping over to the male here. Again, I've taken a bit of an average of what we experience in FITISM, which is a 6-foot male, 45 years old, 90 kilograms in weight, 25% body fat, which is about the equivalent of a 30% body fat female. Physical activity, the same as the female, is 2,654 calories. Would probably tell that person to eat 2,600 calories, just to round it off. And then if you look at the percentages, they're exactly the same. But even though the percentages are the same, obviously the grams of the proteins are higher. The grams and the calories are higher. Now I want to kind of make a point here. And the point being is, a lot of females say when they get onto a healthy routine or they join FITISM, their male, their husband or the boyfriend, they don't join FITISM, but they always say, oh, the male loses so much more weight than me. And the truth of the matter is, if someone is heavier, is taller, is a male, they are going to generally have a higher calories per day target. So if you take me and my wife, for example, she has 1,000 less calories per day as her target than I would per day. So it goes without saying, if we're eating the same portion sizes, if we're eating the same meals, we're gonna drop body fat at different rates, and in some instances she won't drop any and I'll drop a load. So that's really important to take into that equation. Now, I'm going to end the video there, and next week I'm going to go into what this actually looks like. So it's all well and good, like you eat this many fats, this many carbs, this many proteins, but everyone's saying, like, what does that look like? What does 130 grams of protein look like? And what does that physically look like on my plate? So stay tuned next week. I'm going to put that video together. But in the meantime, if you want to book in a coaching session, which I highly recommend you do, if you want to get this sorted out specifically to you, book in one of the guys at Bakewell or one of the guys at Wilmslow. You just need 30 minutes and we'll be able to put all this together really specific to you. So I hope that really helped. As usual, drop a comment, share, like, add a friend to this group if you think it's going to be helpful for them, and I will see you next week.